with our mighty team. Heroes we become.
Elon Musk hates 5th edition and Wizards of the Coast? What? What's up, nerds? It's your boy. It's 12:30 in the afternoon on this, the 25th day of November. Happy holidays. Thanks for spending some time with me. It is a cold and gloomy day at Site B. It's Monday, which means it's time to open up our charts, take out our tee-hee sextant, and see if we can navigate our way through the #1 stories that are affecting the tabletop role-playing game community. And generally, it seems to either be Elon Musk or Harmony Ginger. That seems to be the two main things going on in the tabletop role-playing game community. I'm sure the other gaming companies are doing something, but somehow it appears that every other gay company, A through Z, has learned their lesson. They just watch what Wizards of the Coast Hasbro does and then say, look, whatever they're doing, let's just do the opposite, and the OGGM will never talk about us. And guys, I would love to talk about you. I would love to talk about what's going on with Paizo or Steve Jackson Games or my stuff, but it pales in comparison to the nonstop trash fire that is Wizards of the Coast. And apparently Harmony Ginger can't take 2 steps in the Twitter sphere without being the target of a weapons of massive destruction level of how dare you even open your mouth, you girl. So obviously the biggest story is Elon Musk stepping up to bat to defend Gygax D&D and pour the gasoline on current Wizards of the Coast mentality. So anybody who thinks that Musk is defending 5th edition and plays 5th edition, I'm not mentioning anybody's name, but we know there's a guy who's going to spin this incorrectly. No, he's saying F you, Wizards of the Coast, F you, 5th edition, F you, 2024 D&D. How dare you crap on Gygax's legacy? Now, some people are upset he said burn in hell. Wizards of the Coast needs to burn in hell. How dare Elon Musk, somebody who's so prominent in the social media thingy, use the words burn in hell? That seems a little blah, 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 blah. I will remind each and every one of you who seems to have a problem with Elon Musk saying burn in hell, that most of you have said far more offensive and viral and virtual and venomous things than burn in hell. Some of you have sent death threats. You have told people who play 5e to jump off a bridge and kill yourself, set yourself on fire, whatever. So if the fact that Elon Musk supposedly said Wizards of the Coast needs to burn on hell upsets you, you need to look at yourselves, because compared to what other people have said, compared to what many of you have said about Wizards of the Coast, especially over the past 4 years, that's pretty tame. That's pretty tame, okay? He takes offense on Wizards of the Coast current pissing on the legacy of the hobby. I think we all do. I think it's the one thing both the conservative and the liberal gamers can agree on. I think it's the one of the few things, me being ultra liberal and say, diversity in dragons, ultra conservative, can agree on, right? We don't like the way Wizards of the Coast is handling Dungeons and Dragons and has been handling it for the past years. So, of course, this then has to spiral into past, present, future. And what did Wizards of the Coast say that pissed everybody off? Well, if you don't know by now, I don't know where you've been, because it's been the main flag point of this year's anger at Wizards of the Coast. Last year it was the OGL detective thingy. This year it's the 50th anniversary and how they're using it to spin the narrative of what kind of a horrible human being Gary Gygax was. And we've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't know if there's any reason for me to talk about it anymore. It doesn't seem to really be newsworthy. It's sort of just become a meme. Wizards of the Coast wants to portray Gary Gygax in a certain way in order to perpetuate this false narrative, in order to appease an audience that doesn't exist, despite the fact that there are tons and tons and tons of anecdotal, actual, factual, face first, I was there when evidence that the this narrative is false. That all these things that you want to claim Gygax was completely incorrect, which then spirals into the orcs are racist, and spirals to how bad the art is, and spirals to how 2024 D&D is so great. And look, he's defending 2024 D&D. And I want to remind you again that no, he's not defending 2024 D&D. Anybody who thinks he is, he's defending Gygax's legacy. Now, you could be a conservative, you could be a liberal, you could love Elon Musk, you could hate Elon Musk, but let's face it, he knows how to manipulate us. He plays the game very well. And I don't think there's any question that he at least knows what D&D is and maybe has played it. He's the #1 Diablo player on Earth, so that's got to count for something. Now, is there anything else going on in the newsworthy that doesn't involve Elon Musk or people being angry at Harmony Ginger? Because apparently there's been another swaths of videos and hour-long triads about how Harmony Ginger and anybody she associates with should not be in the gaming industry, and we're all immature, we're uneducated, and we have no experience, and we're mediocre, and we have no sway. We've done nothing. She's done nothing. She has no place to be telling people things. Blah blah blah. And what does this mean for the industry? Well, I think Miss Ginger is becoming a very recognizable voice in the wilderness, whether she wants it or not. And because everybody is giving her so much attention, I think she's smart enough to spin that. And she's already talking about producing a product. And if she does produce anything, whether it's a one-page thing or a small game or whatever, it will rack up those Kickstarter money. She could easily hit the $1 Million Club because she's smart enough to know how to manipulate all of you who are standing for you. If you hate her, you're still talking about her. And if you love her, you're still talking about her. And if you're like me, who's like, yeah, she exists, but I'm asexual, so she's a girl who games. Big deal. But I think, yeah, she's smart, and I think she knows. So go ahead, keep making videos about her and comments about her, because that's only going to lead to her mailbox/bank account. Is there anything else going on besides that? I got to get off my little defend Harmony Ginger, defend Kelsey Dion soapbox there and get back to the actual news. And the only other actual news is it's Black Friday. It's Black Friday. It's tabletop role-playing game sales, tabletop role-playing game stuff. What do you buy the tabletop role-playing gamer in your life? So we're going to go to Target because we already looked at Amazon, and it was pretty disappointing. So let's see if Target has any major sales going on for our stuff. And let's face it, they don't. We talked about this already this morning, so I'm just going to remind you guys that's because it is Black Friday, because Wizards of the Coast refuses to acknowledge their own past, any previous 2024 through 2014 D&D stuff that was out before 24 D&D is going to be marked down. Significantly marked down. So if there's any older stuff that's come out in the last 10 years that you don't have that you want to get, now is a great time, because it was already marked down on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and it's marked down even further. $90 games are going for $20. And these are not like old stuff. These are stuff that came out like last year. Pretty much in the usual bizarre way Wizards of the Coast approaches their history. They just would rather not acknowledge it. So let's just sell anything off that we made before January 1st, 2024, because as far as we're concerned, it doesn't exist and we never made it. All that matters is new D&D. Yes, so there we go, some sales. Now, all these articles about, what to get the tabletop role-playing gamer in your life will be like, oh, you could get this $200 planter. And if you look at it in just the right way, you could say that it vaguely sort of kind of 6 degrees of separation connects itself to Call of Cthulhu. So therefore, I can justify calling it a gaming-related planter because, yeah. So you could look at all these, these gift-giving guides, and they will tell you, get them this $180 set of coasters. because they have the D&D logo on them. Get them this $300 light-sized replica of a red dragon that you won't be able to fit in your house because it's a life-size replica and it's going to cost you $10,000. Buy them a cruise that sails down the rivers of Norway, because if you squint, it kind of looks like the Forgotten Realms. You could do all that, or you could just do the OGGM Christmas gift giving guide, which involves you going to 7-Eleven or the 99-cent store or Five Below or the dollar store. And instead of spending $2,000 to buy me a planter that vaguely might look like something that you could sort of connect to D&D, why don't you take 1,101 of those dollars and donate to charity and just buy me dice, paper, pencil, paint, stuff that I'll actually use. That's what gamers want. Most of us don't want you to buy us a life-size replica of a red dragon. We want you to buy us stuff we're actually going to use in the game. Buy us dice. Buy us pencils. Buy us papers. If they're a painter, buy them paints. Buy them brushes. Buy them ink. Buy them, stuff to paint. Buy figures. Don't spend $2,000 on me when, $10 will make me just as happy. Now, I think the real gift we all want was the one we didn't see. It is the end of the year, and we still did not see an official 50th anniversary t-shirt from Wizards. And you would think that's literally writing money. It's literally printing free money. All you had to do was in February, when the Year of the Dragon started, was come out with a t-shirt, Year of the Dragon, 50th anniversary Dungeons & Dragons, bam. That would have been $1 million seller. Even I, who, am anti-Wizards of the Coast, would have bought that t-shirt. An official 50th anniversary Wizards of the Coast Dungeons & Dragons t-shirt would have sold like hotcakes. But no, we did not get an official 50th anniversary Year of the Dragon t-shirt from Wizards of the Coast. No, what did we get instead? Beard oil and meat snacks. Beard oil and meat snacks. I just want you to think about that. I just want you to think that when Wizards of the Coast was thinking, what's the best way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of this hobby and get people to invest in it? Should we A, make a t-shirt, or B, officially Dungeons & Dragons licensed meat snacks? And Chris Cox went, yeah, meat snacks is going to make us way more money than a t-shirt. Guys, yeah, meat snacks. Now, as far as I know, I don't think a single person on earth has bought the D&D flavored meat snacks. I'm not sure what D&D flavor is. Tastes like Chimera. How do you know? Have you ever eaten a Chimera? Have you ever eaten a Beholder? No, because they don't exist. So these are probably all just going to taste like beef and garlic, right? With a lot of MSG. Yeah, they are. But we couldn't have a t-shirt. No, you couldn't. Wouldn't making a t-shirt have been cheaper? Yeah. Don't you think making a t-shirt would have sold more? Probably. What do you have to say for yourself? That's so Wizards!
Laughing aloud now, magic in the air. Wands roll around us, cast away our care. Friends in the hallways, adventures we find. Spells and enchantments, trouble on our mind. That's so Wizards.